What up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of VaporWood. Kennard here, coming at you with another hardware review. And today, sent to me by Blitz Enterprises for review, we're taking a look at a Castigador clone. This is the dual parallel Snowman box. Alright folks, welcome back to another episode of VaporWood. Pleasure to be with you today, taking a look at the Snowman box. It is a dual parallel mech box. It's basically a Castigador clone sent to me by Blitz Enterprises for the purposes of this review. Now yes, this is a dual 18650 parallel unregulated mechanical box mod. And since this is just a mech box, instead of going up close and getting up in them guts, because there's not that much to see, it's a damn mech box, alright? You know how we do it? This new thing we started? Straight up, in your face time. Alright you guys, here we are in your face time with the Snowman box by Blitz Enterprises. You see on the front there, it's got like a South Park looking stormtrooper on there. I dig that a lot. I like it quite a bit. But as you can see, this is basically a Castigador clone. It's a little bit different in the design as far as the coloring goes, but it's essentially the same thing. Here's your flat fire button. It's a Snowman box down here. Not much to see, folks. It's a mech box. Here's your 510 connection. You see the pin down in there. Pretty simple. Here's the bottom where your batteries go. It's a nice little latch system. You just push it this way to loosen the spring, and then it opens right up, and there are your batteries. It is a parallel box, but here are battery markings letting you know this is where your negatives go right here. So positives up, and there's some screws if you need to pull it apart and have access to it, which you will need to do. You squish that back down, squeeze it into place, and you're all set. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for In Your Face Time. It's a parallel mech box. It's a button, it's got some batteries, it's got a 510. Let's go ahead and back on out, get them pros and cons and the final thoughts, and get on out of here. Alright, welcome back folks. Hope you enjoyed In Your Face Time. That was the Snowman box by Blitz Enterprises. Basically a Castigador clone, folks. Let's go ahead and get right down to it. Let's get them pros and cons. First pro for me is just a personal thing. I love this little stormtrooper on here. I think it's awesome. And really, it's what made me want the box in the first place. Second pro, solid construction. Everything on here, the threads on the 510 are smooth. The battery door is nice and smooth. Swings in and out like it's supposed to. It's easy to open, it's easy to close, and it stays in place. And the last pro, this button, while being a flat flush button, it's got some tension behind it. It definitely takes a little bit of pressure to push it, which I like. All right, let's move on to those cons, people. First con, I would like to see these corners rounded just a little bit. It is a little uncomfortable in the hand. Second con, and this is the biggest con for me, guys. You have to take this thing apart to make it work correctly, okay? When you first get this out of the box, and myself as well as several other reviewers have experienced this, when you get this in the box, just like a lot of the other Castigador clones, it doesn't hit worth a damn. It's very weak. The conductivity is terrible, and the button, you have to push it in really, really far to make connection. So what you have to do, and I'm not going to show you how to do it in this video because Nate Jones has already done a video for this, not this specific box, but for the Castigador clone, showing how to do this. So I'll have a link down in the description to Nate Jones' video on how to fix the Castigador clone and make it hit better. But what you have to do is basically you have to take the whole thing apart. You get access to the screws in the bottom, you pull that off. Then there's 4 more screws. You pull them out. You pull the top cap off. Underneath that is a plate that your 510 sits on and all that. You take that off. You go ahead and file that down, clean it up real nice, and then you bend out. There's a little rod that the button hits to make it work. You bend that rod out so that your button travel isn't as far, and after that it hits like a dream, and I love this thing. After I did the fix though, out of the box, I hated this thing. Let's move right along. Let's get them cheesy graphics out. Let's do them. Final thoughts. Final thoughts on the Snowman box by Blitz Enterprises. It's alright. It's okay once you do the fix. Okay, just out of the box, I do not recommend this at all. If you're just looking for a parallel mech box, it's going to hit good and it's going to work, and you don't want to have to do anything to it, no, I do not recommend this box at all. But if you don't mind doing a little bit of work, and you're like me and you like that little Stormtrooper and you just have to have it, this isn't a bad box. Once you do that fix, it hits exactly like it's supposed to. You got a parallel mech box. Battery life is great. You can build a little bit lower. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, especially with this overcast RDA on here. It looks nice. It's matchy. All right, if you want to pick up one of these for yourself, you love the little South Park Stormtrooper, you got to have it, and you don't mind doing the fix, go to 101vape.com. There will be a link down in the description, as well as it'll be somewhere on the screen. You know how it is. This box is selling for $42.99 plus shipping. So not too bad. 50 bucks. You get a little dual parallel mech box that you got to do a little work to, but after you do the fix, it works just fine. I love this thing. I've been using it daily since I did the fix, and the fix is easy. Don't let me scare you because you got to take it apart. It's super easy. I did it in Google Hangouts thanks to the assistance of James Reeves. He walked me through it, so big shout out to you, James. Thanks for helping me out. But it was simple. It took me about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes to do it. All right, folks, that's all I had for you today. Snowman Parallel Mech Box by Blitz Enterprises. Go check it out. Link in the description. Like I said, if you don't mind doing the fix, it's a pretty good little box. If you like what you saw today, be sure to hit that thumbs up down below or click this little button down here that says VaporWood. Get subscribed up. Stay up to date with the videos and the giveaways as soon as I post them. And if you like social networking, definitely check out myvaporium.net. It's a social networking site made for and by vapors. They got some cool stuff going on over there. Live Google Hangouts, DIY section, all the hand checks you can shake a stick at. Go check it out. Get signed up. It's a pretty awesome place to be. And as always, folks, keep chasing those clouds, my friends. Live long and vapor.